people's needs, you say not the war machine. Fund people's needs. Fund people's needs. Fund people's needs. Fund people's needs. Money for jobs and education. Not for war and deportation. Money for jobs and education. Not for war and deportation. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feed the people, not the war. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feed the people, not the war. Last pop quiz for y'all. Y'all know what Tupac said? He said they got money for war. They got money for war. They got money for war. They got money for war, but they cannot feed the poor. What a shame. Is that not a sign of a sick society? Is that not the sign of a sick system? One more time. They got money for war. Shame. 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 So when we say make them pay, I gotta hear you say it loud so they can hear you. Make them pay. Make them pay. Make them pay. Make them pay. But soon. All right, everybody. Let's give a warm welcome to Nye from the Palestinian Youth Movement. Money for jobs and education. Not for war and occupation. Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for Israel's crime. Not another penny, not another dollar. We won't pay for Israel's
and it's great to be here today on Tax Day to reaffirm that the struggle for Palestinian liberation is part and parcel and tied to the struggle here for working class people to have control over society and for the liberation of the society from capitalism, from the imperialist greed, and for this society to be run by and for the people, the working class people. Over the last 18 months of Israel's genocide, Israel's US-backed and funded genocide of the Palestinians in Gaza and across Palestine, President Biden and President Trump, because this genocide is a bipartisan genocide, let's not forget that. President Biden and President Trump have approved over $35.76 billion in weapons for Israel. $35 billion in weapons for Israel. And we don't even know, I mean, there's probably more billions of dollars in propaganda and media and other kinds of funding. This is just for weapons. And over these last 18 months, when this country was sending $35 billion to fund Israel, over 51,000 Palestinians have been confirmed martyred in Gaza. And this is the lowest estimate, likely reaching hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands of Palestinians martyred in the last 18 months in Gaza alone. That was paid for by our tax dollars. A genocide unfolding before our eyes, paid for by our tax dollars, funded and supported and advocated for by this country's administration. And that's why we are out here every single day, because we know that this is our fight. We will not accept to live in a society, in a world where this can happen, where our money is taken against our will to fund genocide for people who are fighting for the liberation of their land, a very just and righteous struggle. And over these last 18 months, again, while $35 billion are being sent to fund this genocide, Israel has completely wiped out the entire infrastructure of the Gaza Strip, has destroyed every single school, every single university, every single hospital, all water filtration systems and any kind of infrastructure needed to run a society, because their goal is genocide. And they continue to use our tax dollars not only to fund the genocide in Gaza, but to bomb the people who stand in solidarity with Palestine in Lebanon and in Yemen, and they continue to bomb the region, including in Syria. In addition, they are using our tax dollars to fund institutions in this country that harass and deport students here, and harass and deport and murder working class people. Every single one of our tax every single taxpayer here on median in the last year has paid $214 on average of our tax dollars go to fund Israel's genocide. Isn't that insane? Each person, $214 median average, $214 are used to fund this genocide. And in comparison, just $36 on average from each taxpayer's tax dollars went to federal homeless assistance grants over the same year period. So we're spending $214 per taxpayer to fund the genocide, and fund the genocide fund war across the ocean, whereas we have $36 go to a homelessness crisis here that is ever spreading and getting worse every single day. This country is sick and does not know how to care for its own people. Sorry. And in the media, while the median taxpayer has paid again $214 for weapons to Israel, just $90 went to fund the Environmental Protection Agency over the same period of time while we are in an impending climate crisis. Again, in comparison to $214 going to fund weapons in Israel, just $108 went to fund Head Start's early childhood program for low-income families. We don't have clean water for all people in the United States. We don't have housing for everyone in the United States. We do not have enough food to feed everyone who lives in this country, the richest country on this earth that continues to get richer, while every single person here, the majority of the people in this country, get poorer and poorer and are unable to afford groceries. Millions of Americans can't afford basics of life like housing, healthcare, and education, and our tax dollars go to murdering Palestinians, Palestinian children, Palestinian mothers, Palestinian fathers. And this is a disgusting shame that every single one of us here needs to carry with us and organize around, because these are our tax dollars. One final thing, does anyone know how many millions of dollars just this city has given to Israel to buy weapons in 2024? Too much. $560,221,619 have been sent from New York City, only New York City, not New York State, not the other cities, not this country. This city alone has sent $560 million to buy weapons that kill Palestinians in Gaza. That could have funded 1,178,793 groceries for an entire year for New York families. Americans do not want their taxes to pay for Israel's genocide of the Palestinian people. We want our money invested in our communities, in this society, so that it can be a world for every single person, for the working class and oppressed people to live a dignified life.